Hi, thank you for joining me. In my last video, I talked about what mental illness actually means. In this video, I'm going to talk about how mental illness works. Mental illness happens because a part of your brain isn't functioning the way it should. So your thinking and perceptions become altered and distorted. At the core of it is a lack of rational thinking ability, along with some level of delusion and anxiety. The distorted thinking is a spectrum. Psychosis is like the end point, where it's at its most extreme. When someone is psychotic, they're completely lost in their illusion and convinced of their belief. They have no concept of the fact that it might not be true. They may have hallucinations as well. At the beginning of the spectrum, it's like you have some paranoid, frightening thoughts. You're aware of the fact that they're thoughts and they might not be true, but they feel very real and scary. So you feel afraid in case they are true, and they take over your mind and overpower the rational side of you. Some people have happy delusions, but often the thoughts you have are persecutory. There is a great fear that something bad is going to happen. You become very preoccupied with the fear, and you ruminate on it, which means you keep on going over it in your mind. The longer it goes untreated, the more disconnected from reality you become. So you slowly move further up the spectrum. Often you withdraw yourself from other people and socializing because it feels like too much of a strain, and you feel very detached from other people. You can be in a room full of people and still feel completely alone. You're there physically, but you're not there mentally. You're absorbed in your own internal world, and you really feel like the outside world is against you. It's only when you've been through it that you really understand what it's like. It is just mental torture. People look at it from the outside and think, how can they believe that when it's completely irrational? But that's mental illness. It's not rational. Caring for someone who is mentally ill can be challenging because they don't have the power of rational thought, so it's very hard to reason with them. It's pointless saying, come on, don't be so stupid, to someone who is mentally ill. This is not a helpful thing to say. However unrealistic or stupid it might seem to other people, it feels very real to you. There are some thinking errors you make when you're mentally ill, which I will go through now. Catastrophizing. Your mind makes things seem bigger and more serious than they are. It magnifies everything. Mental filtering. You only see the bad things that happen and the things that go wrong. You filter out the good things. Black and white thinking. Everything is either one thing or another, all or nothing. It's very hard to see any in between. Magical thinking. You think that a thought equals reality. Worst case scenario thinking. Your mind always goes straight to the worst thing that could happen and focuses completely on that. Fortune telling. This means you make predictions about future events based on your thoughts and feelings without any real evidence. Overgeneralizing. You draw negative conclusions without good reason. Personalization. You think anything bad that happens is your fault, and you blame yourself for things that have nothing to do with you. Some people with mental illnesses have what are known as delusions of grandeur, where they think they're a special person with some kind of unique power, and naturally, they're happy in that delusion. But for a lot of people, as it was for me, it's very scary, because you feel very victimized and threatened. You think you're a bad person or that you're a target for something bad. In one way or another, you think there's something or someone out to get you, and that feeling is with you all the time. You can't escape it. You can't rationalize it away. You can get out of that place with professional help, but you can't do it on your own. I'm so glad that I went through the mental health services, because it literally gave me my life back. There really is nothing to be afraid of. So if you're struggling with mental health issues, do it. See the doctor. Get help. Remember, talking saves lives. Silence takes lives. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching. See you next time.